Hi YouTube, it's Stacy. YouTube name Stacy Realizes. How are you? Today is Wednesday, June 22nd, 2011, and this is my weeks 17 and 18 post-op Realize band update video. So just a quick recap. I started at 236 and a half on February 2nd, my pre-op liquid diet, and the last time I weighed in was June 8th on here, and I was 193.4, and today I am 189.8. So I am down 3.6 pounds in the past 2 weeks, and I have a total weight loss so far of 46.70 pounds, almost 47 pounds. So I'm so excited. It feels so good to be in the now 180s, and it was so funny because I weighed myself and I'm looking at the scale. It's a digital, and it was like teetering between 190 and 189.8, and that little quarter of a pound when it went down was like my one stick of butter, and how excited I was that I was just, it's another goal for me, because I'm kind of doing my goals, I had said in my last video, in like 10-pound increments, because that's just attainable for me right now, instead of like the big picture thinking about so much weight. I'm feeling wonderful. I actually have been jotting some things down. I didn't do a video last week because, I don't know, lately I feel like I'm just kind of like running on and on about stuff. I figured I would jot some things down and then maybe wait 2 weeks. Plus I work in a school, and for those of you that work in the school and education, this is the last month of the fiscal year, so it's crazy. Anyway, just a few things that I have written down, some cool things. I am wearing my size 14 skirts, and I am able to zipper them without laying in the bed and sucking in and whatnot. I still have 16s, and the 16s are loose. I actually have capris on today that I have not worn in years. Maybe about, I don't know, maybe about 6 or 7 years, because my weight was fluctuating for a little bit. Well, it's always yo-yoed for years and years. But anyway, they fit there. I probably have to get rid of them soon because they're like saggy in a lot of places. But how comfortable it is to be able to zipper something or button something and not lay on my bed, or not have like the big muffin top around my waist. Wow, I just feel, I keep just saying, I say to my friends, I just feel more normal. Whatever normal is, I don't know. I guess as far as my weight, like I still know I need to lose weight. You know, I'm not, at my goal. I still have a ways to go, but I just feel, my whole outlook, I just feel better about myself. I have so much more energy. And let's face it, it's nice to be able to go into a store and not have to look in the section with the clothes that are size 18, 20, 24, whatever. And for me, not saying those sizes are bad. I know we're all at different stages of the journey. But I think when I started, I was probably like a size 18, 20. So to just be down a few sizes is just wonderful. Let me see. Excuse me for just a minute. I also, about 2 weeks ago, I went and I looked for some bathing suits. That is always the dreaded thing for me. And you know what? It wasn't bad. I tried on some bathing suits. I actually got one that I feel comfortable in. And I only tried on 3 as opposed to maybe 15, no exaggeration, because in the past that's what I would, at least 15, and hate them all, but settle on one that just seemed to tuck and cover in the right places. So only having to try on 3 and choosing a bathing suit was a good thing for me. Non-scale victory for me. It was a victory for me. What else do I have down here? I'm sorry. I have down my port site. I was going through a little bit of a time where my port site was getting sore now and then. This week it's actually been better. Last week I just I guess moving the wrong way. As far as my food, I've been staying in the range of 1,000 to 1,200 calories a day. pretty much eating a variety of foods. I haven't gone out to eat lately. Been mostly making some things at home and grilling a lot of things, grilling chicken and things like that on barbecue, which is nice. I've been active. Another thing I started to do was I did not start the Couch to 5K, but I had mentioned previously that I do, a lot of the power walking and whatnot. So what I started to do, and I guess it's kind of like the Couch to 5K because I started to run or jog in increments throughout the 30-35 minutes that I'm exercising. So maybe for a minute or two I'll jog, and then I'll switch it up and walk fast and back and forth. That felt amazing. Just the thought of me being able to get this body moving and to jog. I mean, it's a scary thought when I think, oh my gosh, I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to do this for 30 minutes straight. But right now, I mean, I can feel my heart rate just really getting up there. When I start to jog a little and then do the fast walking, and so I'm challenging myself in that way. And I'm pretty much out there almost every day, as long as the weather permits. I am out there, and I'm starting to really look forward to it. It's a wonderful, wonderful stress reliever for me. Like sometimes I just can't wait to get home and throw on my sneakers and change my clothes and just go. And I was doing it in the morning. My hours at work had changed a little bit this week because of New York State testing that we have. I started earlier, so I would get home earlier and then do it in the evening. I prefer doing it in the morning, but hey, I have to make it work. So whatever works for everyone, as long as we're getting it in there. And I just have one more note down here. I was just, I do a lot of thinking and reflecting when I'm driving. I have to spend a lot of time traveling back and forth to work and for different schools and whatnot. And I was just thinking about cravings that I have sometimes and how I've been dealing with it. And this whole thing with the food is really, for me, it's an addiction. An addiction that I'm still trying to break, and it's a process. And I think it's just like, I've read a lot about the 12 steps and AA and things like that. Some people may say, no, it's not like that, but for me, it's an addiction. It's just a different kind of addiction. So trying to take the steps every day to work on that. I mean, yesterday I came back from exercising, and I usually don't want to eat after I exercise. I was like craving something cold and sweet. I wanted an ice. So I had a chocolate Italian ice. It was like 110 calories, but I felt like I could have ate 2 of them or something. So like all that is still in the head. I still deal with it and work with it. I am pleased with the progress though, because if that was before, it would have been cheesecake or cookies and chocolate and whatever I could find. And I also had like a handful of sunflower seeds after I had the ice. And then I looked at the calories for everything I had, and it was like maybe 210 calories, and I just said to myself, you know what, that's a lot better than how you used to be. But again, just working to break the cycle of the food addiction. It's a constant battle every day, and it's not, some days are not as hard as others. I've been doing pretty good with, if there's an occasion, and I'll have just a small piece of cake. The band helps me. That's what I really love most about the band, because the band scares me so much because of everything that I hear about people getting sick, and I'm like, I'm not going to overdo it. That's cake. It might be dry. It might bind, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So that just, like I said, I always say, it keeps me in check. Never have had an episode where anything has gotten stuck or I'm sick. Which is wonderful, but it just, that fear keeps me going and helps me battle the food addiction. And it's amazing because when I look back, and I know it's always going forward, we need to go forward, but I also need to look back and learn, from where I've been and where I'm going. And it's like I was a slave to food. How you the addictions, and you're like a slave to something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I let this get to me the way it did? And that's what I have to keep remembering, so that will keep me from going back. Because when I look at the scale now, and this morning when I saw 189.8, I never God willing, I never ever want to see 190s again. I don't want to go there. So I want to just keep staying on the same track and going down. I want that scale going down. So I am grateful. I am thankful for the band. I am grateful for all of you YouTubers out there that are doing videos. You know, a lot of times I'll watch videos late at night. I'm sitting in bed, I'll watch your videos, and I need to learn to comment more on your videos because they are so helpful. And usually I'm just so tired that I don't, but I want to. I really appreciate everything that you guys are doing out there. Because you do play a significant role in my journey, so thank you for that. And I'm rambling now, so I'm going to go. You guys all have a great week, and I will see you in a week or two. Bye-bye.